Hi everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a full face of Nars. I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite brands. I love so many products from Nars, and I have a few new things as well as things you've seen me use many times on my channel. I do have the new Nars Orgasm Rising palette, blush, and if you saw my recent haul, I got a new eyeliner, a new mascara, and a few other things too. So let's go ahead and get into it. And if you're new here, my name is Blair. I do all kinds of beauty and makeup content here on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I hope you'll subscribe, and let's go ahead and get started. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I did already put in some of my brow lift from e.l.f. I don't think Nars makes brow products from what I know. Maybe they do and they're just not very well known. So we're gonna skip brows, and we're gonna skip a Nars product for the brows. And then I did go ahead and apply some corrector. I used my tried and true Bobbi Brown corrector in Bisque. I know Nars makes the color corrector. I did review it a while ago when it came out. It is not my favorite personally, so I don't have it anymore. I love the formula. I want to say that. I do like the formula on it. It's pretty thin and lightweight, and it gives decent coverage, not as good as something like this. The reason I don't have it is the color doesn't work for me. I find all 4 shades in that corrector run pretty orangey. They're just not peachy enough for me. I need something with a little bit more pink in it. So I don't have it anymore. But if the colors they have work for you, I do think it's a nice formula. And I think that's it. So we're gonna skip primer as well. I do think Nars makes primer, but I just didn't feel the need to buy it. I've been buying so many primers lately to try out, and they don't really have a primer that's super well known. So we're just gonna go right into probably my favorite product of the whole brand that I've ever tried, and it's the Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade L4 Deauville. If you watch my videos, you will know this is my favorite foundation. I can say that 100% over them all, over Makeup by Mario, over House Labs, over anything. I love it. I think it's the most beautiful foundation ever. I zoomed you in a little bit, so hopefully you can see. I'm just gonna blend this with a Smashbox foundation brush. So to me, this foundation is, I mean, it is just beautiful. I mean, it just is. Every time I wear it, I love how my makeup turns out. It is, I would not describe it as a super glowy foundation. It definitely has a little bit of like a natural radiance to it, but it's not a foundation that you look at and you're like, ooh, that's like extremely glowy. It just has a little bit of radiance to it, but it is just perfection. It gives really great coverage, but it's very buildable. So if you want a lighter coverage, you can definitely achieve that with this. And if you want to build it up a little, you can do that as well. It is just a beautiful, beautiful foundation, and it wears really beautifully on me, whether I pair it with a primer or not. Nothing, I'm telling you, in my whole makeup collection looks as good as this on me. It just doesn't. It's just that good. For concealer, we are, of course, going to use Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, another one of my absolute favorites. I like to use Creme Brulee under my eyes, which is a little bit more of a pinky tone. And then I also love the shade Madeleine for my face if I need any additional coverage. But I actually usually pull out my soft matte concealer from Nars for additional coverage. I really don't need a ton today, so I'm not going to do that. But if I had any like blemishes or anything, like I have a little spot on my nose right here from my cat. But other than that, I don't really need that much more coverage. So I'm just gonna take a little bit in the center of my face where I typically do. So I'm just kind of tapping on my nose where I applied a little bit of that concealer. And then I'm using the same foundation brush to blend out on my face. One thing I will say for sure about this concealer is if you let it sit for a minute or two on your skin, you definitely get significantly more coverage with it, in my opinion. It's not, I wouldn't call it like a full coverage concealer. Typically, I would say it's more medium coverage, but you can get a little bit more out of it if you let it sit. And I'm using the BK Beauty 110 to blend this in. This is, I honestly feel like this is kind of replacing my FO3 from Sigma. I love that one, but I've really been liking this. And you can buy this brush from BK Beauty individually now, so you don't have to buy it in a set if you don't want to. And I do have a code. I always forget to say, I do have a code with BK Beauty. It's Blair10 that you can use and save a little bit of money on the brushes if you want to. I will link this one down below. Also, I just realized I should have used my little mini Toffee Radiant Creamy Concealer as corrector today. I don't know what I was thinking, I just totally forgot about it, but this is a really great color corrector. So that's another really good option if the color correctors don't work in terms of a color for you. The concealers also work really well if you get one with the right undertone for your under eyes, but I totally forgot to do that. Anyway, let's move on to bronzer. We are going to use the Nars Laguna bronzer. This is Laguna 01. I did cheat and use this one time already, but I didn't film it. I was just putting on a little bit of makeup and I threw it on really quickly, but I want to use it again today, obviously. But I did like it the first time. I just didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. So we are going to use this today, and I'm going to use this 109 from BK Beauty to apply it. And this is shade Laguna 1. I got a lot on my brush, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of put it on my forehead. Gosh, it does blend so easily though. I didn't think I got that much, but I guess I did. Okay, this is a really great brush, by the way, to apply cream bronzer and blush with, the 109 from BK Beauty. I'm gonna take some on my nose and then a little bit on my jawline as well. Okay, I definitely see the hype here. This is such a pretty color, really easy to apply. I really like this. This might be a new favorite cream bronzer for sure. So I'm glad that I got the 01 shade to try. For blush, okay, I have a few different options. I have one of the multiple blush sticks. So this is, I think they have this all the time, but they re-released it when they came out with this new collection. So I think there were 2 shades. There was one that I got, which is just Original Orgasm. And then there was another one, I forget what it's called, Orgasm X or something. So that is the cream blush there. It's very light, not super pigmented. It has a good bit of sheen to it for sure. But then I also have the liquid blush in Orgasm, and I kind of want to use this one. Maybe I'll do one on each side, maybe. We'll go with the liquid first. I've always wanted to try this, but they're kind of hard to find, but I was able to find one at Ulta. Okay, I'm actually gonna use the foundation brush that I used and just kind of get some on the brush. Ooh, okay. Oh my gosh. Love this color so far. I'm hoping they're not discontinuing these liquid blushes because they've gotten so hard to find lately. I don't know, maybe they're just gonna like repackage them or something. But this color is so pretty. Oh, love that. So I'm just going back over now with the brush, but oh my gosh, that is stunning. That is stunning. And I just, of course, did it on both sides. I was gonna use the blush stick, but I think this actually comes in Dolce Vita as well, which is one of my favorite shades from Nars. I love the lip color in Dolce Vita, so I wonder, I would probably love the liquid blush in that color also, but holy moly, that is pretty. I'm going to set my face with the light reflecting powder. This is just the crystal translucent light reflecting powder. I think these come in multiple shades now, but this is just the translucent one. And I'm just gonna set my face with this lightly with the Sephora 55 brush. This is a nice powder. It's not one that I've ever like fallen in love with. In fact, I really want to get the new Nars powder. Have you guys seen it? I'm sure you have. I don't even remember the name of it, but I was gonna order it for this video, but then the shade I wanted was out of stock, so I figured I'll just use this since I already have it. And then I am also gonna take some of the powder blush in Orgasm. This was one of the like limited edition packagings they did like a year ago or so. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and just set that liquid blush in place. And I think that's it. I do have the Nars Laguna bronzer, the powder, but I don't feel like we need it. So that's gonna be it, I think, for the face. I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows off camera because I don't have a Nars brow product, and then I'll come back and we will start the eyes. Okay, let's move on to the eyes. I do have the Nars Tinted Smudge Proof eyeshadow base. This one is in the shade medium. I just got a new one, but I had the hardest time finding this. For some reason, I hope this is not going away either, but it's really hard to get right now for some reason. I had the shade light and mine is pretty much empty. I need to just throw it away. The only shade I could find was medium, so I figured I'd be fine with medium because I don't think there's like a huge difference. I was able to find one at a Sephora inside of Kohl's. I don't know if that's probably a helpful tip. If you can't find this product, look at a Sephora and a Kohl's. I find a lot of times those stores are not as picked over, and sometimes you can find products that are sold out everywhere else at a Sephora inside of Kohl's. Just FYI. But I'm gonna apply this all over. This is probably my favorite eyeshadow base, to be honest. If I had to pick one, I love this one. It's so good, so I hope they're not discontinuing it. I'll see again if I can find it online. If I can, I'll link it, but I don't know. Something's definitely going on with it. For eyeshadow, I just couldn't help myself with this. I haven't been buying as much eyeshadow lately, but this little palette just spoke to me, so I decided to get it, and I figured I'll use it for this video. But how cute is this little palette, you guys? I only have one Nars eyeshadow palette, and it's the Summer Unrated palette from last year. And I mean, look how cute. I know people get sick of the Orgasm theme. I personally don't. It's kind of like Charlotte Tilbury with Pillow Talk. People get so mad for them doing a lot of products that are called Pillow Talk. Same with Nars doing the Orgasm collection, but it doesn't bother me. I like it. So you get a few matte shades in here and then a few metallics, and then these look more like kind of glitter topper shades. I'll insert swatches here so you can see them. So I'm gonna go into this kind of neutral matte brown called, I think it's Seventh Heaven. I haven't tried a ton of eyeshadow from Nars, but the palette that I do have I really like. So I'm going to use a 212 from BK Beauty, and I'm going to apply this kind of all over the lid and up into the crease as well, just to get like a light wash of color. That color is pretty. Definitely more on the muted side, so not like super pigmented, but it's a nice neutral brown. Yeah, that would be a really pretty, just like all over one shadow shade. All right, let's switch to a different brush. Kind of want to take this color. It's kind of a warmer brown, but it has a little bit of golden shimmer in it. It's not like big flecks of glitter, it's just kind of a subtle luminosity. I'm gonna add this in my outer corner with a 202 brush from BK Beauty. I'm gonna take this light pink metallic up here, and I'm gonna get this on a brush. This is the 203 from BK Beauty. And I'm just gonna kind of tap this on the lid all the way into the inner corner, just getting that kind of everywhere. Doesn't even look that pink on my eyes. I feel like, I guess it looks kind of like a rose gold, but I'm just kind of packing that on all over. And then I'm going to, I think, use one of the glitter toppers like over the top. But yeah, this is just more of a true metallic color. Now I'm gonna get this middle shade here. It's kind of a light gold. Looks like more of a topper shade. And I'm gonna get some of that on that same brush, but I'm gonna spray the brush and try to keep myself from getting a ton of fallout, so we will see if that works. And I'm just gonna tap that on the center. This is definitely more of a muted color story, so if you like something super intense and pigmented, you probably wouldn't love this little palette, but y'all know me. I love a good neutral palette. I'm going to take a little bit of this corner brown. It's a little bit darker, warmer matte brown. Yeah, I'm going to switch to an A502 from BK Beauty. And I'm just going to add just a little tiny bit of that color in the outer corner. Think that's probably it for eyeshadow, but I really want to use this eyeliner. So this is the High-Pigment Longwear eyeliner in the shade Mambo. This has just been on my list for a long time. I've seen Hindash here on YouTube. He uses this eyeliner all the time and says it's like his holy grail on everybody. It's kind of just a more red brown, but it's still pretty dark. So I'm going to use this to do a little bit of a liner today, and then I'm going to take a little angled brush and kind of flick it out a little bit like I normally do. I haven't used this eyeliner before, so I'm not very familiar with the formula, but I want to try to keep it pretty minimal. So I'm just kind of lining the outer half and then kind of flicking out just a little bit. Really, really lightly. I'm taking the 208 from BK Beauty and getting a little bit of that eyeliner on there. And I'm just gonna kind of pull the wing out just a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna take the shade we put all over my eye initially with a 210 from BK Beauty and just put this on my bottom lash line. The eyeliner is pretty. It's pretty easy to use. Also, I do think it definitely kind of sets in place pretty quickly though, so you do have to kind of work pretty fast. All right, I think that's it for the eyeshadow. Let's curl my lashes and then we will try out the mascara. Okay, so I got a mini of the Nars Climax Mascara. I've never tried this before, so I just got a little baby one. I don't even really know that I've ever seen anyone using this before, but oh, the wand is very large. Let's try it out. They do not make this in brown, unfortunately. Definitely gives a good bit of volume. It's not a super dry formula, it's more of a wet formula, but it's not getting clumpy on me, which is good. I am gonna use my lash separator. I feel like I've gotten so used to using this now. I feel like I want to use it all the time. There it is. So yeah, that's a pretty mascara. Definitely a little more on the dramatic side for like an everyday mascara, but it's nice. For the lips, I am actually going to use a few things, but I'm going to use this little mini Velvet Matte lip pencil. I think this is actually meant to like fill in your whole lip with, but I'm going to kind of use it as lip liner maybe. So I'm going to go in with this. This is in Dolce Vita, which I was talking about earlier. Such a pretty color. It actually works pretty well as lip liner. Then I do also have the, oh, I was gonna say I have the Dolce Vita lipstick, but I also have the Orgasm lip balm. I kind of want to use this since we used the Orgasm blush. Oh my gosh, I haven't used this in a long time. I love this. I think this also comes in Dolce Vita, but I don't have it. Okay, I just ran out of storage on my memory card, but I applied a little bit of this Nars lip gloss in Turkish Delight. It's just like a really light milky pink. Isn't this the color Kim Kardashian made famous? I want to say it's Turkish Delight. But these lip glosses from Nars are very nice. They're very thin, not sticky. Very pretty. Definitely more pink than I go normally on my lips, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of goes with the rest of the makeup. All right, you guys, that is going to be it for this full face of Nars. I like how this turned out. I want to kind of go over the products quickly. First thing I want to say is I definitely think where Nars shines is in their complexion products. Foundation, concealer, blush, bronzer. I think that is where they really just get it right for me. I just love the foundation. You know how I feel about this. I think it's fantastic. If you have not tried it, go to Sephora or Ulta, get a sample of it and just try it. Just trust me. Just do it for me if you have not already. The concealer is amazing, but I already knew that. The bronzer, so happy that I finally tried this in Laguna 01. I definitely think this is going to be a go-to cream bronzer for me now. And this, cannot believe I've waited so long to get this liquid blush in Orgasm. I love the color. It was very easy to apply. 10 out of 10. I hope they're not discontinuing it because it's very hard to find right now. The powder is fine. It's not anything like I'm just blown away by, but I mean, my face does look really nice where I set with that translucent powder. But I do want to try the new powder from Nars. Let me know if you've tried it. For the eyeshadow, I'm not like blown away by this little palette, to be honest. I think it's pretty. I mainly bought it because, first of all, I thought it was so stinking cute. And second of all, I love the way it looks. Like the colors in here are very pretty. And I feel like I will use this color a ton. But I don't know, like this color here, the second color we used, added a little bit, but not a whole lot. And I don't know, even like this pink right here, it's very, very muted on the eyes. It's just a very muted palette, which I personally like, but I don't think this is like a product you need to run out and go get. But I do like how it turned out on the eyes. The eyeliner, very pretty. I do think on my eyes, it looks almost like a purpley brown. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like it looks almost kind of purpley, but I did like it. It does dry really quick though, so you do have to kind of work quickly with it. Pleasantly surprised by the mascara. Actually really like this. I don't think I took a clip of it, but I even put a little bit on my lower lashes, which I never do. I quit wearing mascara on my lower lashes years ago at this point. I don't really know why, I just did, and then I never went back to it, but I did it today and I kind of like it. But yeah, this is nice. Hopefully it doesn't transfer. I don't know. It's a nice, more dramatic looking mascara. And then the Dolce Vita, this I love. This, I think you can get the full size of this. This is just like a mini that I got for Christmas. And the lip balm, this from Nars and Orgasm, very, very pretty. Just a sheer balm with a little bit of color. Very pink for me, but I kind of like it with this look. And then a little bit of this gloss on top. Again, a little bit pink, but I love this gloss. It's nice. So overall, I'm very happy with how this turned out. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what brand you want to see next from me. These are so much fun. Filming a full face of a brand is just, I don't know, I just really like doing it. So let me know if there's another brand you'd like to see in the comments. Make sure to subscribe if you have not already, and follow me over on Instagram at simply.blair and TikTok simply.blair1. And I will see you next time. Remember, simply be you. Bye.